bonus Fitzy show at the weekend. You probably know I don't always do it at the weekend, but here's a little bonus one for you on Saturday. How is everyone? Let me know you're here, live or replay, or just say hello. Tell me what you're up to. Tell me the amazing things you're doing at the weekend for you, your family, that you're going to enjoy or are enjoying. Let me know. Last night went to see Ed Sheeran. So those who don't know about me, how I roll, I'll just explain that quickly. And this isn't about me, by the way. This is about Ed Sheeran and his of genius. Let me ask you a question, actually, in the comments before I kick. Would you go to a concert alone? There's a question for you. That might trigger certain people. Would you go to a concert or something similar alone to a big event like that? Would you go alone or never? I did last night. A couple of reasons why. The first one, those who don't know me very well, sometimes I like to do something last minute and massively impulsive. Yeah. I like to, take a risk? Just do something a bit edgy in terms of decision making. It's not the fact that I went to Ed Sheeran. It's the fact of me doing it lastminute.com and just saying, fuck it, I'm going. I've got a bit of free time tonight. I mean, this was yesterday. So I booked it, went, saw it, and was home within a few hours. The whole process. How many people would do that? Probably not many. So the reason why I went alone is, well, the first and main thing, my wife, albeit she likes many artists, not really into Ed Sheeran. So I was like, okay, I'll just go alone. And the other reason why I went alone is because sometimes it's good to do things effortlessly, focused, and completely immerse yourself in something alone. Yeah. So that was my decision. I wanted to immerse all of my senses into this experience. Yeah. I'm going there to listen to music. I'm going there to literally engage all my senses. What does it look like? What does it feel like? What am I smelling? What am I tasting? What am I hearing is obviously the main part of this experience. And what I would say, if I went with somebody else, that would distract me from that experience, you know? And I have had it before. You know this thing where you go with somebody else to somewhere, right? And the person's all up for it. And they say, yeah, let's do this, man. You know, and you go somewhere, whatever it might be. I'm talking probably more about MMA and UFC when I've gone with people in the past to that. If you're not really into something, you might not enjoy it, you know. And I've had it in the past where I was massively immersed into, let's say, an MMA cage fighting event. And the person I went with was like, oh, this is all right. It's not great though, is it? And, oh, fuck's sake, go away. Leave me alone. Let me enjoy it, you know? So that's another reason, you know, why I didn't go with somebody else. And also, you know, when I was in corporate world, a big part of my job was traveling around a lot, around to different sites. You know, 80% of that role job is alone. Yeah, which is cool. I love it, you know, and that's what I would challenge people as well. That quite often I see people don't want to do things, they want to be in their own head. They don't want time alone. They don't want to think too much. Time in their own brain, you know. So they rush around at 100 miles an hour and keep busy and always surrounded by other people. Have those inner conversations. I'm the reverse. I love time alone to reflect, to think things through, to work things through, and to face that inner voice, that inner self, that truth, the inner truth. I love it. So just gonna say hello to some people. Jeff, how you doing? Yeah, Ed Sheeran, you'd be surprised. Toying with the idea of doing one of my climbs on my own. Yeah, definitely, mate. So yeah, now why Ed Sheeran? So coming on to this now, the guy's a genius. Yeah, I don't like all of his songs. However, when he's on a roll, when he's like You know, the whole concert wasn't amazing. I would say that actually I've had better fun or better experience to some MMA cage fighting events. And I'm talking about atmosphere. I'm talking about electricity. I'm talking about excitement in the crowd and like, yeah, I know, everyone getting involved and like, oh, look at that, look at this, what's he up to? And he's just got knocked out and all this, you know. And there's really like high level of excitement. Whereas last night, you know, it's kind of consistent, but every so often, and this is the bit I'm getting to with this live really. Every so often, Ed Sheeran would pop into his zone of genius, and how I describe that, and this is the learning I took away. How I describe it, there were moments of certain songs where it was just absolutely amazing, absolutely genius, electric, you know, and you could feel the intensity, and you could feel it, you could see it, yeah, and that spread across the crowd, the audience, and they were buzzing, you know. And it's those moments which I picked up on, and you know, and I was like, wow, if I could do that more in what I'm doing, you know. And it's kind of given me a little bit of inspiration in my world, you know, being a coach, coaching men, you know. How can I replicate that, you know? And my first initial thought is coaching calls. That's my zone of genius. That's where I come alive, and that's where I'm fucking amazing, you know. If I'm to blow my own trumpet, there's certain periods during my coaching calls which are just magic. You can't write the script. You can't learn that from a textbook, you know. It's about tuning in 100% into your client, what the client needs in that very moment, on that very call. Where are they in their journey, you know? What pitfalls have they got in front of them? What concerns, what worries, you know? What's their true goals? What do they really, really, really true believe in? Not necessarily what they're telling you, but, you know, you break down a few layers, you know, and there might be a few tears involved. There might be a bit of emotion on occasions to get to the real truth. And this is probably what I'm referring to in this live. Once we remove all the layers, you know, you get real down to that raw truth and raw genius zone. And that's kind of what I'm tapping into here. That's my kind of learning from the Ed Sheeran concert. So I'm going to kind of leave it there, guys, and just really end on that note about our genius zones. You know, I did a Fitzy show the other day about tapping into our gifts. Don't finish your life without really immersing your gifts and using them and bringing them to life and sharing them with everybody in the world, you know. And I kind of touching on similar note again, that genius zone, you know. So I'm going to ask you, what is yours? You know, it could be creativity, it could be music, could be sport, could be talking, could be coaching, could be teaching, could be anything. What is yours, you know, and what brings you alive? What when do you forget time while you're doing something? In fact, Jeff, if you're still on, I know what yours is. Yours is building models, isn't it? Yours is building those. I don't know how you describe it, how you call it, but sometimes you send us pictures or videos of you building these. I don't know how you would describe it, but these models, these big, complicated models. That's obviously where you lose yourself and immerse yourself. Yeah, mine's in coaching. Mine is in those coaching calls. Doesn't matter what frame of mind I go into at the start of a coaching call. You know, I'm not always 100% bang on and energized for a call, but you know what? When I get to the end of that call, I know that it's been a good call, and I know that I've been where I need to be in terms of zone of genius. And I surprise myself sometimes with what I achieve on those calls. And there's no script. You know, I've obviously got skills, tools, tips, hacks, you know, a program, 5 pillars and everything like that. But actually those magic moments, that zone of genius. So I'm going to leave it there, guys. What's yours? And when are you going to tap into it? Yeah. If you need help with it, click the link, 28-day program, come in and we'll help you do that. We'll help you achieve that. Got a great brotherhood, bunch of guys who all want to achieve the similar thing. You know, tap into genius and live an amazing life. Couple of messages. What's the next one? New messages. That's my. toying with the idea of doing one of the climbs on my own. Yeah. And you had it with Michael Jackson. Yeah. Again, another genius, man. You know, for all his faults, if we're going to say that, an absolute genius. So anyway, guys, gonna leave it there. Have a great weekend. Do what you love and do it with passion. And I mean that sincerely. Take care, guys. See you later. I'm just going to go and do a bit of high rocks training. I've had my physio session, and it's actually I don't feel great after it. I feel as if my body's been a bit manipulated on this physio session, which was necessary. So now I'm going to take a little risk and do a session afterwards. But take it easy. All right, guys. Take care.